Radio North Kent.
Leon Gower and Sharon Bickerstaff.
First class, Beach Baby. It's good to hear that again. That used to be all the rage in the summer in 1974.
Really?
I remember that clearly.
Sadly, I wasn't born then.
Yeah, all right.
No, I'm not showing off. But,
Yes.
I've heard it a few times, but I don't really know it that well. But the station would have been about a year old at that
We would have been in
stage.
1974.
And I was going to ask before, we were saying in our show, a little bit later, we were going to be talking a bit more detail about the beginning of the station. But what's the story for you, Sharon? How did you get involved with Radio North Kent?
About 36, 37 years ago, on Sunday on ITV, they had a charity programme and they promoted hospital radio, and I'd never ever heard of it before.
This was just hospital radio in general, not the
It
Grace
was,
M one.
yeah. Yeah, it was just a general thing, and I'd never heard of hospital radio, and I said to my dad, that sounds really interesting, I wouldn't mind doing that. And at the time, he actually worked with, I think, 3 or 4 men that were actually members of hospital radio. Sadly departed Winston Nurse, Mike Povey, Chuck Chapman, and he just happened to mention it to Winston, that
Okay.
his daughter was interested. And so Winston said, well, bring her down, and the rest is history, as they say.
What was the first time that you came down to the station like?
It was a bit daunting because we were in like a broom cupboard. That's all it was, a very, very small room in the basement of the old M Block, if anybody knows Gravesend. It's a derelict building now, it's just been left to rack and ruin really, but it used to be in the basement. It was a tiny little room and it was just jam-packed with records and wasn't sort of any room to move really, but that was how I started.
Oh, brilliant. And you mentioned Mike Povey there. For anybody who doesn't know, Helen, who did the first hour with Nigel, Mike was on the radio when I started as well. And
Right.
he is Helen's dad, was Helen's dad.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, so there's still a connection there because Helen's obviously still every Saturday morning here from 9 o'clock till midday.
That's right, at one time actually we even had his other daughter with us for a short while, Karen, as well. So it's
Povey FM.
family, that's
Yeah.
it.
Oh, well, great
amazing.
to hear. I've always meant to ask, but we never... that's a good thing, I guess, about an outside broadcast, because we can allow the shows to go off their normal kind of set routines and have
That's
conversations
right.
like this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, you're listening to Radio North Kent, and we're outside this normal studio. You might be able to hear under my voice the clinking of glasses and cutlery because we're in a not extremely busy, but there's quite a few customers here, and it is lunchtime, so they're all eating their lunch. We're in the East Coast dining room in Whistable because they've very kindly let us use one of their tables. So if you hear anybody enjoying their lunch, that's the reason, because they are enjoying their lunch.
That's right.
And we've got loads of great stuff to come. Right now, it's about 20 to 3 in the afternoon, and we're broadcasting all the way up to 6, but me and Sharon are here till 4 p.m. I'm going to play some Beach Boys at the moment. For any surfers who may be out on the waves at Whistable catching some rays, we can't see the sky at the moment. I'm sure it's gloriously sunny. This is Surfing USA on Radio North Kent, live from Whistable.
Radio North Kent.
You're listening to Radio North Kent Outside, broadcast live from Whistable.